we're going to do in our note packet, we're going to do notes in 1-7. Remember, it's at the top right hand corner. You can just find it and flip to that page in 1-7. And we're going to be solving multiple step equations. I can't wait to see what this is going to be like. Now, good luck.
Excuse me. Okay, so first thing when we're on our notes, the first thing that you are going to do, the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to fill in what the steps are. So step 1 is to distribute, which is what we were working on a few days ago. And I'm going to put out on the side in parentheses, if parentheses. You can't distribute if there aren't parentheses. So you are looking for parentheses. After you distribute, you want to combine like terms. That's where we just quizzed over this. Those were those first two problems on the quiz where you have to put together the things that look alike. And then you're just going to add or subtract the constant. Okay, the constant, remember, is the number by itself. Okay, and then from here, the last step will be to multiply or divide by the coefficient. And that's the number with the variable. Okay, so those are just the steps that you need, and we're going to do 4 examples together today. You may use your calculator, and then you have a worksheet to do. Okay, so I am today going to draw my bars every time because I think it helps y'all a little bit to see this visually. If you don't want to draw them, that's your call, but it does help a little bit. So I'm going to go through and do this like as a checklist. I'm going to see if I can distribute. There are no parentheses, so no distributing. Okay, I'm going to see if I can combine like terms. When you're combining like terms, you're going to look at just the left side. Okay, on the left side, a couple of these things will go together. So I'm going to underline my X's. Remember, include the sign in front. And I'm going to squiggle line my constants. Okay, now I just add the coefficients. So 9 and -7, when I add those, give me 2x. 1 and -5, when I add those, give me -4. Bring down my equals -20. Okay, from here, I'm going to add or subtract the constant, and that's the number by itself. So over here with the letter, the number by itself is -4. To get rid of a -4, we must add 4. That leaves me with 2x equals, and then if you need to use your calculator, remember that you can. -20 plus 4 would be -16. To finish the problem, we're going to divide by 2, because when a number is touching a letter, I'm on step 4 now, that tells me I'm multiplying, so I must divide. The 2's will cancel, and I have x equals -8. Okay, now I'm going to show this to you so you can see how you can check it. I'm going to type everything except for the x, and when I have x, I'm going to put the number I got for my answer. Okay, so I type everything in, and the x's get replaced with -8. And if I hit enter and get -20, then I have my answer right. Excuse me. Okay, moving to number 2, I'm going to draw my bars. And the first thing that I'm going to do is distribute if I have parentheses. I do have parentheses, so I need you to know you're distributing the number directly in front of the parentheses. So we're going to take -5 times 3m, which is -15m, and then -5 times 10, which is -50. I still have the 4m at the beginning that I haven't done anything with, and I still have the equals 126. Step 2 is to combine like terms, so I'm going to look at the left side. I have 4m and -15m that would go together, and then this -50 is by itself. Okay, I'm going to combine 4 and negative 15, which will give me negative 11m. And the minus 50 has to stay because I cannot change it. And then I just bring down equals 126. Now, nothing will combine on this side since the 126 is by itself. Okay, step 3 is to add or subtract the constant, the number by itself. Since it's a minus 50, we're going to add 50. That will cancel, and I get negative 11m equals, since I'm now adding 50, this becomes 176. Okay, when a number and a letter are touching, that means we're multiplying. So I'm going to divide by the exact same number, which is negative 11. And 176 divided by negative 11 is negative 16. Okay, so there's my answer. And now I'm just going to check it by typing in everything I see except when I see m, I'm going to put negative 16 in parentheses. Okay, so yes, there's a lot of parentheses here, but I'm just typing it the exact way I see it. And if I get 126, we did it good. Okay, moving to the third example, I'm going to bring down my bars. Okay, step 1 is to distribute if there's parentheses. Well, there are 2 sets of parentheses. So on this one, I'm distributing a negative 3, and on this one, I'm distributing a negative 1. Remember, you always go directly in front of the parentheses. So negative 3 times k is negative 3k. Negative 3 times negative 8 is positive 24. Negative 1 times k is negative 1k. And negative 1 times 5 is negative 5. I bring down my equals and I have 23. From here, I'm going to combine like terms. Now this time, if I look at the left side, 23 can't go with anything. So I can go ahead and bring down 23. But my right side can combine. I have a negative 3k and a negative 1k that I'm going to underline. I have a 24 and a negative 5. Negative 3 and negative 1 make negative 4k. And then 24 and negative 5, when I add those together, give me a positive 19. From here, I add or subtract my constant. So since I have a plus 19, I'm now going to subtract 19. 23 plus a negative 19 or 23 minus 19 will give me 4. So I have 4 equals negative 4k. To finish the problem, I just divide by negative 4. When I divide by negative 4, 4 divided by negative 4 is negative 1, which equals k. Okay, again, I'm going to check this really quick. I'm going to do negative 3 parentheses. Since it starts with the k, I'm going to do negative 1 in double parentheses right there. Minus 8 close parentheses. So since I have 2 opens, I have to have 2 closes. Minus parentheses, since it's k again, just negative, oh, I forgot my second parentheses. Negative 1, close the parentheses for the k, plus 5, and close the parentheses for the distribution. So I have a double, I have an open, open, close, close, open, open, close, close. Make sure that for every open parentheses, you have a closed parentheses. And if I don't get 23, we did something wrong. Okay, for the last problem, I'm going to start with my distribution, and that means with the parentheses, the number directly in front, and I'm going to do negative 5 over 2 times 8r. So you can do alpha y equals negative 5 over 2 times 8. And that gives me negative 20. And I have to keep r with it. And then I'm going to do negative 5 over 2, and I'm going to times it by negative, oh, that's not negative, negative 6. I forgot the time sign. Times negative 6. And that gives me a positive 15 for this distribution. I still have the plus 2r, and I still have the 7 at the beginning. I bring down equals 32, and now I look at the left side. I'm going to underline my r's and squiggle my number. My r's will go together, so a negative 20 and a positive 2 make negative 18r. A 7 and a 15 make a positive 22, and it equals 32. 32 is by itself, so I just leave it alone. And now I'm going to add or subtract my constant. Since 22 is being added, we must subtract it. This gives me negative 18r equals, and 32 and a negative 22 give me a 10. I now divide by negative 18, and I'm going to get 10 divided by negative 18. I don't want decimals. Oops, I hit it twice. I don't want decimals, so we're going to do math, enter, enter, and I get negative 5/9. Okay, I'm going to check my answer, and the way we check it is by typing the problem exactly as it is. So 7 minus alpha y equals 5/2. Oh, that's a 3. 5/2. Parentheses 8. Instead of r, we're going to do parentheses alpha y equals negative 5/9. Close the parentheses. Minus 6. Close the parentheses. Plus 2. Instead of r, parentheses, alpha y equals negative 5/9. Close parentheses. And I should get 32. Okay, if you have any questions, do the best that you can do. If you're Mrs. Henson's class, I'm out for this day, so just do what you can do. Get your paper done, put it in your folder, and I will take it up when I get back and answer questions.